Hi everybody. I'm about to show you something that I think everybody should have, especially if you're living in a vehicle, if you're camping, maybe an extra one for your RV, and a backup for your home. So stay tuned and you'll see what I'm talking about.
In that top corner will stay away.
Fridge, freezer. And because it's been outside, it feels cold. And a basket that lifts out. That's nice.
I'm really impressed with that unit. It's like very strong.
Yeah. Yeah. And digital controls over here, which are not on now, of course.
You have to plug it in probably.
Yeah. And it plugs into regular outlet and car. You see the compressor on the back here? the vent for the compressor down there. Yeah, I saw Lindy of Lava Lindy out there in California, and she was showing hers, and she lives in her van like full time, and she's 77. And I thought, this looks good. What's the name? So I stopped the video so I could get the name on it. Sold my little upright Whirlpool fridge to help afford this. But I think this is going to be good for not only everyday use for us, but also camping, definitely camping. So you will not have to do ice ever again. And I'll have to put some stuff in and just see what it's like. Oh, I see there's a plug in the bottom in case there's some moisture.
That's for draining it. Just
Yeah.
open it up.
All right.
All right, I'll stop. Right, oh, here we go.
Put it into position for our day use.
Another triumph. Getting equipped. I just hope the van will be able to carry this lot.
So that's where the little fridge used to be. And I guess we'll have to get the plugs to plug her in. So, don't you know that summer can be a busy time for camping, hiking, road trips, sporting events, hunting trips, and all kinds of things. So we're using this unit in our house right now as a secondary unit for, a few things like our pop and maybe an extra loaf of bread or whatever. And I'm sure that, we're going to find more uses as we go along. Basically, it's replacing the little upright fridge that we had. But ultimately, I got it for two reasons. One, for camping, and the other as part of my backup plan. If something happens to Stanley and I'm on my own, at least I know I have a refrigerator. If you watched my previous video, you know that if my husband dies and I'm on my own, I have enough money to stay in this place for a couple of months. But then I'm just going to throw all my camping gear in a vehicle and just go live in the Honda because I can at least do that. Anyways, so this refrigerator has dual controls so that you have like 68 Fahrenheit down to -4 Fahrenheit, which is obviously the freezer side. You can set the controls so that both of them are the same temperature. So if you wanted like 2 freezer compartments or you just wanted 2 fridge compartments, you could have that. So I think that's a bonus. I checked with a camper who uses one of these or a similar model. And since he does a lot of off-grid camping where there's, you're not getting a campsite with electrical hookup, so he sets his unit up at home and he makes sure that it's good and cold, and then he takes it camping without electrical hookups. And he said it kept his food cold for up to 5 days. So that was the length of his camping stay. So basically, it operates as a regular cooler, except that you don't have to have the ice cubes. Now, the only time you're going to have ice cubes is if you want them for a drink and you put your ice cubes in a Ziploc bag to keep it from leaking. But even if it does leak, it's still got that plug in the bottom to let out excess water if you need to. So I think it's going to be really convenient. One of the things I'm looking forward to is when I go camping with my daughter, and then I can say, hey, who wants ice cream? Imagine the possibilities. Ice cream. One time I took popsicles camping with me in a cooler where you add ice and have the ice packs and all that. Well, the popsicles ended up being just a drink. Yeah, they melted. What was I thinking? I wanted popsicles. So this is going to be a big bonus. Not that I have to have popsicles, but a big bonus just in keeping everything cool. So I'm really looking forward to our first use where I can then layer in my meals according to the dates that I'm going to pull them out of the unit, because obviously it's like a fridge at home. You don't want to have open and close the door too often. However, it's not that the temperature goes down that quickly. So, and if you're plugged into an electrical pole over in your campsite, you don't really need to worry about it changing temperature, because the compressor in that it's going to maintain its temperature. So, boy, there is certainly ease of use with this. It just gives you peace of mind knowing your food and everything's at the right temperature, especially milk. We're always bringing milk along for our coffee, tea, that sort of thing. Yeah, it's going to be good. So just in case somebody's wondering, or they don't bother to look it up themselves, this unit weighs about 26 to 28 pounds, so it's very light and easy to move around. Obviously, it's going to gain weight. Gain weight. That sounds like me. Anyway, it's going to gain in its weight when you add food. But, the way I look at it is that you're going to load it up. Two of you can carry it, put it into the vehicle, and I would put it in the back of the vehicle so that it's one of the first things that comes out. And then when we've got the tent set up and we're doing our own kitchen area over there in the corner, then we can move the unit in there. But I also thought, because of those two little cup holder guys indentations on the top lid, that it would be handy to just set up, let's say, 2 chairs inside the tent and have that in the middle so that you could have your tea or your coffee rested on there. So it acts like a little secondary table inside your tent. A lot of uses. I did see something, a picture where somebody was sitting on it. So obviously it's strong enough to hold your weight, and it's just a very sturdy construction. I actually sat on it just to try it out. So at worst, it has a bit of seating area to your camping. So, okay, so the capacity is 44 quarts. The doors are detachable. You can have it this way or that way, but I don't know what the advantage would be for that, because all you're doing is just changing the end of the controls. But anyway, I probably will never change those lids. They're fine. There is an app that you can get. Me personally, I couldn't get it to work, but I didn't spend a lot of time on it either, trying to figure it out. But there is an app that you can use it and you can just control it. But I thought, the digital controls are right there on the end, so why would you even need that? It's just one of those nice little things that they have. So it also has has a max and an econo setting, so that you can save in using your electricity, I guess, if you got it plugged in at home. That's what we plan to do. We're just going to keep it plugged in and we're using it. They keep drinks cool, that sort of thing, save space in our refrigerator. We've got this use. And then when we're ready to load it up and use it, that's what we're going to do. Boy, I'm excited. So all the things that I have, I can't wait to go camping. We had yet another ice storm. So we'll see what we can do. Anyways, let me know how your plan's going. Let me know if you have purchased a unit like this, if you have one, what you think of it, and would you recommend that? I'm certainly recommending. And by the way, I'm not being sponsored on this either. This is just something I'm happy about and I'm happy to share. So here we are, looking forward. It's getting better. It's getting better. Cheers.